Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I'm an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make these videos here on my YouTube channel, Watch Barbara Knit. If you would like to know more about my knitwear designs, please check in the description below, and there you will find a link to my Ravelry page where you can browse all of the different patterns that I have available for you to purchase as a PDF and to knit up yourself. And if you do decide that you want to knit one of my patterns, I would love to hear about it. You can talk to me in the comments below, or you can also check in the description below where you will find a link to my Watch Barbara Knit Facebook group. You're welcome to join us over there. And we started it so that we can share pictures and ask questions. And since it's all threaded, it's a little bit more interactive, and almost we could share files if we wanted to. And it's a group, so it's sort of private. Please come on over. Today I have for you an instructional video. It seems that this piece that I have right back here, it is the Lacy Pinstripe Cowlette, which is in my book, Mosaic Lace Knits, is, well, I had to sort of invent a couple of things to make all the stitches do what I wanted to do. And apparently, some people can really understand from written text how to do something. And I did my very best to write the instructions as well as I could. But other people really need to see things. People are more, and that's one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel. So this will be the second tutorial video for this specific pattern that I've made. The first one was on a special right-leaning decrease that I used, and this one is for the Faux Picot Bind-off. Now, I don't like doing picots, so I came up with an alternative way to do it, sort of borrowing from a crochet technique. And again, I did my best to describe it, how I could make it understand people that wasn't, see, and listen to me talking. Sometimes you don't get the words out right, but after receiving a question about this in my Facebook group, I realized that the instructions in the book did have some vagueness to them and could be further elaborated on. So I will be publishing errata on this particular pattern just to clear some things up, and I am also making this video so that hopefully it will make things more clear to create this faux picot. It, as I said, borrows from a crochet technique, and it's a 2-row. So you have to do a prep row that involves a lot of double decreases and double yarn overs that you then work into on the next row. It is worked in the round. I do not know if this can be modified to work flat because I haven't tried it yet, but that gives me an idea to take a look at it and give it a try. So here's the instructional video. Here it is. This is... You're blocking the way. This is the Faux Picot Bind-off that I used for this piece. This is the Lacy Pinstripe Cowlette. Obviously, you're looking at it super close, so you can't really see it. I will put a link above to the pattern tour for it, but what's really cool about it is it's these vertical mesh stripes, which I think are super cool. And I really wanted the look of a picot on the bind-off, but I just really don't like working picot. So I came up with this variant, and the reason why I'm making a video is it really doesn't work anything like a picot. You can see here, the big loop here. To work this, it takes 2 rows. So your first row, and I have my little swatch here that I set up, you're working a series of double decreases and double yarn overs. And it actually increases the stitch out fairly, just a little bit, I think. But you can see here, you've got on this side, your slip 1, knit 2 together, pass slip, stitch over, double yarn over, do that, double yarn over. And then here you've got your slip, slip, knit, pass slip, stitch forward, slip 1, which is the matching right leaning decrease, which I will link to a video of where I showed you how to do that decrease. For something that looks so simple, there's a couple of really interesting techniques in this particular pattern. So you work that decrease, the decrease increase row, and that leaves us with these big holes that I then make into this faux picot. Now, when you start, this is worked in the round, obviously, but I have swatched up this little flat bit so you can easily see what I am doing. Another thing I'm doing to make it so you can easily see, and I've already knit this first stitch, is in the pattern, you are going to be doing this bind off in the same color. But I am going to work it in white so you can see what I'm doing. But as you can see here, the bind off is in the same color. So you work one row that's all the increases and decreases and then bind off. So the first stitch, when you start your final bind off round, is that you, your first stitch is going to be this double yarn over. So you have to do a setup to anchor this. So you knit one into that double yarn over, and then you purl one into that double yarn over. You insert through the two front legs, wrap it, and pull it through. So you've knit those two together through the back loop. Now, then you proceed to do the instructions in the bind off, which steps 1 through 4 are all the same step. So, and see, I've kept this yarn over on this needle. So you knit one into that loop, and you see it's still there, and then you do the same maneuver. Insert your left-hand needle through the front two legs, wrap, and pull it through. And there you've bound off one stitch. Now we're going to, that was one, we're going to make another stitch. So that's, and we got to keep that yarn over. Insert through the two front legs. There we go. That's 2. Three. And now you can let it, on the fourth one, you can let it drop off. Insert through the two front legs. My fingers are all bunched up. Wrap it, pull the stitch through, and then you have finished, and you've put, because this is the setup, you've actually put 5 picots in this little loop, but for the rest of them, you're only going to put 4. But you've finished that loop. Now we're going to just knit one, and that's in that decrease, and bind it off. Let me show you. This is representative of what would be the end of your round. So let me put this back over here so I can show you this. See, there we go. We've got this big old loop, and it's a faux picot. Let me show you it again. So steps 5 and 6 were the knitting and passing over, and now we're back to step 1. We're to our next double yarn over, and you knit one, knit them together through the back loop. That's 1. Knit 2, knit them together through the back loop, knit 3, not cooperating with me again, knit them together through the back loop, and then finally knit 4, knit them together through the back loop. So what you're doing is you're binding off 4 stitches in this double yarn over loop. I swiped this idea from crochet. Crochet is always working into loops. Then you knit 1, is not cooperating with me. This is way easier to do when you're not looking through your camera. So there we go. There's your loop. It neatens up when you block it, but that is how you do this Faux Picot bind-off. So you just continue across, binding off 4 stitches in each double yarn over. 2, 3, 4. You have just done another, and this is another, and then you do the knit 1 into the decrease and bind them together. Let me put him back over here. And here we go. See? You just get these loops. And it's not actual picoting. I hope all of that made sense and cleared up any questions you might have about this Faux Picot bind-off. Unfortunately, if you had searched for other videos about Picot bind-offs, it wasn't in any way going to be applicable to this pattern because I don't use a Picot technique. I use this different technique to create something that looks like a Picot. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it the thumbs up, click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.